Hey guys, so today's video is a really exciting one because it is another collab. I am so excited about this one. Today I'm collabing with Courtney Horncher. I believe that's how she says her last name. She's Beauty by CLH on Instagram, and we've been friends on there for a little while now. And a couple months ago, Allie Glines did a video where I believe it was just titled like Beauty Guru Chooses My Makeup. And I thought, hey, that looks like so much fun. So I reached out to Courtney, and this collab has been a long time in the making. And we kind of went through each other's makeup collections and picked out our favorite products or what we wanted to use, what we wanted each other to use. So that's what we're doing today. So I have my basket full of her choices. So yeah, I'm just gonna get ready and use all these products, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. If you guys want to see what look I create, just keep watching. All of Courtney's socials, like her Instagram and her YouTube channel, I'm not sure if she has any other ones, but if she has any more, I will link them down below. You guys should definitely go check her out. She's so sweet. She posts the coolest looks on Instagram and takes the best like flat lays. You definitely should go check her out and follow her on there. Alright guys, so as you can see, I did scooch in just a little bit closer for the application process. So we're gonna start out with eyes. We actually didn't choose an eye primer for each other. I think we just kind of forgot that. So I'm gonna go in with the Essence I Heart Color Intensifying Eye Primer, and for eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with the Emily Edit The Wands from Makeup Revolution. Courtney chose this palette because she really wants it, so she wants to see me use it more. I actually did a first impressions on this palette, and I did 2 looks in one video, so if you guys are interested in seeing that, go head on over there. I don't know what I want to do. I was kind of thinking green yesterday, but I don't know if I'm feeling that anymore. Like I said, I was originally thinking green, but I also have to use the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Constellation. And this is definitely more warm tone, so I don't think it's going to go that great with the green. So I think I'm actually going to go for more of a warm smoky eye, maybe with like Heartbeat and Cheer, maybe a little of that shade. So yeah, so first I'm going to prime my eyes. As always, I'm going to use the Essence Color Intensifying Eye Primer. Just going to put this all over my lid. Then I'm just going to tap it out with a sponge. I feel like I need to find a new eye primer, guys. I've been stuck on this one for forever, but I love that it covers up some of the, like the veininess in my eyelids. I feel like I have a hard time finding primers at the drugstore that do that, and I don't really want to go in with a concealer because that's just an added step that I don't really want to take the time to do. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade The Cream, which is just kind of this nice matte white. I hope that's in frame. And just a big old fluffy brush, and I'm just going to very lightly set my crease. I have to set my crease. I don't have to set my lid because I do like that little bit of tackiness that the primer provides, but I absolutely have to set my crease because of my eye shape, and I have like oily eyelids, so it's like double whammy for creasing. I think I want to start with the shade Prayer, which is kind of this nice like mauve-y brown. I really love it. And on a Morphe M433, I believe. I am just going to blend this in my crease. I think I'm going to do one eye on camera and then one eye off camera, just to speed this process up a little bit. That is a beautiful shade in the crease. I love it. I'm also really feeling fall, so the warm tones are just calming it. I won't match my shirt anymore, though my shirt's green, but that's okay. I just want to build up a little bit of depth before we start going in with those deeper shades, because I want it to be like a nice gradient up, because I think I'm going to do like a pretty full-on smoky eye, which is something that I don't usually do. Well, I don't usually do like dark colors all over the... Usually I do kind of like a halo eye just to add a bit more dimension to my eyes, but this is what we're rolling with today. And then next, I think I'm going to dip into... Let's do a little bit of Dues Paid. And I'm going to use the same brush, the M433, but I'm going to keep this a little bit lower in my crease. I really do want this look to be more like reddish than warm brown, so I'm just taking a little bit of this shade. We're not going too crazy with it. And now I think I'm going to go into Cheer, right here, the shade. And I am going to switch up my brush. I'm going to take this little blending brush. It's a little bit flatter than the M433 from my Morphe Copper Dream set. These don't have names on them. I think they had like names online, but I don't think this is even available anymore. And I'm just going to kind of work this kind of across my lid and into my crease. I think I'm going to put a shimmery shade on my lid, but I want this to really seamlessly blend into my crease. I am like blown away by the quality of these shadows. I have never used Makeup Revolution shadows before. I've used like some of their face products, some eyebrow products, I think. And what was the other thing? Maybe a highlighter. So I haven't really used too much from the brand, but I bought this palette, and then like a week later I bought the dupe for the Soft Glam palette, and wowza, those are some really, really nice high quality shadows. I was blown away. I'm just kind of taking my time really building and blending this shade. I'm going to go in with that M433 that we used before, and I am just going to blend the edges of this. I'm not taking any additional product on the brush, just using what was left. So I feel like I want to go in on the lid with Heartbeat, and I feel like that's a little bit more purpley than the kind of base that we have laid down right now. So I'm going to go in with this shade. It's called Love Tons, and I love the story behind this shade. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that the shade is like making an appearance in so many palettes now, because I feel like Modern Renaissance kind of started this whole like raspberry eyeshadow trend, and I'm just all about it. So once again, I'm just going to take the M433 and just blend the edges out a little bit. And then I'm just going to take a bare fluffy brush and further blend out those edges. I feel like the red got a bit higher than I was originally planning on bringing it, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the cream and just kind of blend over the edges. Alright, now that we have that done, it's time to go in with the star of the show, and that is going to be this shade Heartbeat. And I think I'm just going to start by taking it on my finger. Ooh, that's beautiful. And I'm just going to press it on the lid. It's not really coming off quite as metallic as I would like it to. So I'm going to take my ColourPop small shader brush, load it up with some of Heartbeat. I'm just going to take a little bit of this glow mist from Valjean Labs. I got this from TJ Maxx and I love it. It's just kind of a glowy setting mist. Spray my brush, and I'm just going to pack this on the lid. There we go. That's more of what I wanted. And see how it's almost kind of the same color as my crease, so it just really seamlessly blends up there. I think I'm going to use that ColourPop Supernova shadow as kind of a liner, so that's going to kind of add some more dimension to our look. So now that that is all packed on all over the lid, I do feel like I want some depth in my outer corner, just a little bit, so I don't really want to go in with black. I think I'm going to mix Apartment and Pi-Fi, because I feel like the brown is a little bit too chocolatey, but I feel like Pi-Fi doesn't quite have enough depth, so we're going to mix them. I'm going to take my e.l.f. detailed crease brush to do that, and I'm just mixing these two shades, tapping off the excess, and then I'm just going to do small little back and forth motions kind of on my outer corner. Just add a little bit of depth. I'm going to take it a little bit into my outer V, just to really accentuate it. And I'm just going to take that blending brush from the Morphe Copper Dream set and kind of just buff over that really quick with no additional product. This is what we put those more red shades on, and this is just going to blend it really seamlessly into those. Alrighty, so I think now it is time to go in with our very fun Supernova liner. And like I said before, this is the ColourPop Supernova shadow in the shade Constellation. So I'm just going to use what's on the little applicator. So I'm just going to take this really teeny tiny precise angled brush from Essence. If you guys don't have this brush, it's literally like $1.99, and it's the best like super precise eyeliner brush I have found at the drugstore. So I'm just going to load up my brush with a little bit of that Supernova shadow, and I'm just going to do a wing with it. Alright, so I think I am happy with that wing, so I'm going to jump off camera real quick, do this eye, and then I'll come back for the rest of the face. Alright, so now both eyes are done, so now we're going to go in with our face makeup, and I'm going to start with the Smashbox Photofinish Primer. Courtney picked this one for me. I honestly don't think I've used this primer, not this specific bottle, but like just this primer in general. I don't even know how much to use since like junior high, like my very early high school days. I feel like I had like a little bottle like this at one point and I used it up. I used it for like dances and stuff, but I don't think I've used it since then. I don't really use smoothing primers lately. I've been really into more luminous moisturizing primers, just because I really like how they make my skin look underneath foundation, but maybe the smoothness will kind of mimic the hydrated look that those give me. So Courtney also picked the Maybelline Superstay foundation. We both love this foundation. She's actually the one who got me to buy this foundation, and I'm actually gonna mix this on the back of my hand with a little bit of oil because my skin is a little bit dry this morning. It can get a little heavy looking when my skin is dry. If you have oily skin, or when I have oily skin, it looks fine. It doesn't need to be mixed with oil or anything. So I'm just going to dot this on my face per usual, and then I will blend it in with a damp sponge. I really wore this foundation yesterday, kind of in preparation for this video, because I haven't worn this in 3 or 4 months probably. It's been quite a while. And the shade is probably too light for me. I probably need to go down a shade, which is like ridiculous for me because usually I don't have to change my foundation shade between winter and summer. So I'm actually pretty darn surprised that this is so light on me, but it does have really, really fantastic coverage. It has more of a matte finish even with the drop of oil that I put in. I'm sure you could make it a dewy foundation if you added more oil, but I usually just add the oil so it doesn't look too dry and heavy on my skin. Add a bit more in spots where I feel like I need a little more coverage. I could always go in with concealer to do this, but I have some extra foundation on my hand, so I want to use that up instead of just wasting it. I feel like with the oil, this does spread a lot better across my skin. I feel like without the oil, it like, where you put this foundation is where it's gonna go. It's not really one of those like the Fit Me where you can put like 2 little dots on your face and spread it across your whole cheek. So I just hopped off camera and added a little bit of my Pixie Correcting Concentrate in Brightening Peach because I always do that before concealing my under eye circles. And the concealer that she chose for me was the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. I feel like I have changed my mind about this concealer like 4 times. I have a lot of issues with it creasing on me. Like it seems to crease no matter what. I'm also using this to kind of clean up my eyeshadow a little bit to sharpen up that wing. I'm just going to do one eye at a time. But it does have nice coverage. It looks pretty good under the eyes. I wish it was maybe a tad bit more hydrating. So now that we're done with concealer, we need to set everything down. And to do that, I'm going to use my Essence All About Matte setting powder. This one is almost gone. Usually these like shatter by now, and I throw them away because for that much product it's not really worth it to repress it completely. And I'm just going to use my e.l.f. Tapered highlighting brush and just press that powder in back and forth under my eyes. Using these back and forth motions really helps kind of diminish the creasing. I'm just going to take a little bit of a bigger brush. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. complexion brush and use the same powder and use some dabbing motions. I feel like this is a foundation that I wouldn't necessarily have to set, but I always like to add a little bit of powder before I put other products on so they just blend a little smoother. So next for bronzer, she chose my e.l.f. bronzer palette, and for like a period over the summer, I was using this non-stop. It has 2 matte bronzers and then 2 kind of shimmery bronzers. They're a little bit like chunky glittery, so I don't mind the glitter, honestly. I'm just mixing my brush in all 4 of these, and I'm just taking this on my little Wet n Wild P53 brush. It's the cute little dragon one. I love this brush. And I'm just going to bronze with this. I just like the tone that it creates. I feel like it bronzes me really nicely. And I like that it's not like a totally flat bronzer. I love these e.l.f. face palettes though. I have like 4 of them, I think. They're so good. They're only like $6. I think I got this at TJ Maxx for $3. I'm a little heavy-handed with the bronzer on this side. I like this brush kind of for like cheek bronzer, but I'm not in love with it for like forehead bronzer because I just feel like that's more area to cover. And this doesn't do it quite as like quickly as my Morphe brush that I usually use. I'm aware that my forehead looks crazy. Just give me like 30 seconds and I'll blend it out with some translucent powder. Alright, and then we're going to go with a little blush. I'm just going to use the same brush. And she picked the Kat Von D Samson and Delilah Shade and Light Blush. These are super old, guys. Like, I should probably throw this out. But it's like a blush duo. But it's a nice little blush. It's just kind of a nice, like, pinky coral shade. Alright, now that I look completely crazy, I'm going to take that e.l.f. complexion brush once again and my Essence All About Matte Powder. Just swirl my brush around in there a little bit and blend my face products out. This is a great trick if you ever go in a little too heavy-handedly like I did today. This just blends everything right out. So now we look a little more normal. Let's move into a highlighter, and for highlighter, she picked for me the Aurora Glow Kit. So I really like this glow kit, but it's a wee bit chunky glittery, so I don't really wear it on an everyday basis. I do really love these as eyeshadows too, or as like nighttime highlighters. So I think for this look, I'm gonna go in with the shade Eclipse right here. It's just kind of a nice, it has like the most beautiful pink reflect. It's gorgeous. I think it'll pair really nicely with the eye we have on right now. And I'm just taking this on an e.l.f. fan brush. We're just gonna hit the high points of my face. The shades are absolutely stunning. I love the colors. I just am not the biggest fan of the glitter that's in here. Now let's move on to brow. So Courtney chose the Essence Make Me Brow for me, along with the Essence brow pen, or not Essence, e.l.f. brow pencil. Now this may be problematic because there's literally like nothing left of the e.l.f. one. I think I used it up the other day and I forgot that it was in this project. So I'm gonna start with this. And then if I need a little bit more, I'm just going to go in with my NYX Tame and Frame. So I'm just going to brush this through my brows. I'm brushing them upwards just to make them look a little more full and feathery. This is such a great product. It really gives a nice tint to my brows and gives them a nice hold throughout the day. So I feel like this brow looks okay. It just needs a little bit of shaping. This brow, I have like a bald patch like right there, so that one always needs a little bit of help. So I'm just going to go in with my NYX Tame and Frame just to fill in those little areas that I feel like the brow gel wasn't quite enough. Now I think brows are looking pretty darn good. Should probably work on the lower lash line. I almost said let's set the face. We should probably finish the eyes. So we're going to jump back into I'm just going to start with Prayer on the lower lash line, and I'm just going to take this on kind of a flat shader brush and just buff it all across my lower lash line. Just kind of building this color up a little bit. I am dragging it down pretty far because I want this to be kind of a smoky look. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Cheer, and I think I'm going to mix a little bit of Love Tons in there just to mimic that lid shade and buff it a little bit closer to the lashes. And then I'm just going to take a little bare kind of pointed fluffy brush and buff that out a little bit. And then for my inner corner, I kind of want to match that to my face highlighter, so I think I'm going to go back in with my glow kit, and I'm just going to take a little detail brush. This one is from the brand Scone, and it's a smudger brush, and I'm just going to dip back into Eclipse on this little teeny tiny detail brush and pop it on my inner corner. I really like how this kind of just ties a whole look together. It just kind of makes it really cohesive and pretty. Then I'm also going to use this on my brow bone just for kind of a fun twist, but I'm going to use more of a shader brush and I'm going to use a lot less. I'm just going to dip into there once, tap off the excess, and hit my brow bone with it. So I'm going to hop off camera, finish this eye up, and then we'll come back for lashes. So before we go in with mascara and lashes, I'm going to set my face with the Valjean Glow facial mist. I got this at TJ Maxx. It was only like $8 and this bottle is huge. So I'm just going to apply this all over my face. I was a little bit tentative to buy this because I was afraid that it would kind of disturb my makeup, but it really only makes it just look dewy and kind of more natural. It helps the powders really sink into the skin. I'm just tapping over my face with my beauty sponge just to make sure there aren't any droplets and to really kind of push this into the skin and help everything just melt together a little bit better. So next, I did say we were going to put on lashes, and we're going to try. But next we're going to go in with some mascara, and Courtney picked the Essence Volume Stylist for me, the 18-hour one. This one, I was so excited for this mascara, and when I tried it on finally, it just doesn't really wow me, if I'm being totally honest. I like it on the lower lash line, but on my upper lashes, it doesn't really do a whole lot. So I'm just gonna do a coat or two of this just to kind of blacken my lashes up a little bit so they blend with the falsies easier. I think it's this brush that I don't like. I really like fluffy, full natural bristled brushes, like the Lash Paradise one, and I feel like this mascara is super duper dry, and I can deal with dry formula mascaras. I feel like Lash Paradise gets to more of a dry place for the majority of its like mascara life. When you first open it, it's pretty wet, but once it's been open for a couple weeks, I feel like it dries out a little bit. But this one, I feel like it was so dry from the get-go that I'm not getting anywhere. So I'm gonna let that dry for a second, and then I'll add another coat. So I think that's all I'm gonna get from this mascara. It's not really doing a whole lot for my lashes. So now we're gonna go in with some falsies, and I got these ones from TJ Maxx. They're like the Paris Hilton brand. I think I got like 5 pairs for like $5, so it was a really awesome deal. And I'm gonna try to apply these. We'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna go in with my Duo Latex Free Lash Glue, I think it is. I just honestly bought this one because it has like the paint on thing instead of like the squeezy tube. So I'm just gonna paint some glue on here. I do trim these to fit my eye a little better because they were pretty long when I got them. Let the glue dry just a little bit. So I'm just gonna start by placing these on the very center of my lash line. And then I'll anchor top one and the bottom point. Alright guys, so I think that's good. I'm gonna get those lashes. I don't know how I feel about them. I like them from far away. I like how open and big they make my eyes look, but I feel like up close they look kind of fake. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. They were super cheap. I honestly just kind of bought them to play around with lashes and see if there's something that I kind of wanted to invest a little bit more money and time into, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now onto the very last product, and that is lips, and Courtney picked out this teeny tiny Sephora lipstick that I have. It's a mini, and it's just kind of this nice pink. It's on the sheer side. It's more of a glossy formula. So I'm just gonna apply this. It's a really soft color. I think if I were to choose like something else for this look, I probably would have gone with something a bit more neutral, not quite as pink, but I'm not mad about it. I kind of like it. So this is the completed look. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and do not forget to check out Courtney's social medias. She is so sweet. She creates such cool content, and I think you guys will really enjoy her. So make sure to go check her out, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and check out my Instagram. It's always linked down below. I also have a Pinterest, but I'm not quite as active on there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.